In the bustling metropolis of Neo-Citadel, where towering skyscrapers reflect the aspirations of humanity, lies a chilling secret. World leaders, revered and respected, are not who they seem. They are replicas, part of an alien race's subtle conquest to peacefully overtake Earth. Unbeknownst to the masses, one investigative journalist, Felix Ironheart, has stumbled upon the truth that could shake the foundations of society itself. Alongside his trusted allies, Dante Fireheart and Zara Thornwood, Felix embarks on a perilous journey to expose the clandestine conspiracy that threatens to rewrite history. As I recount the harrowing events that unfolded, I am reminded of the profound darkness that lurked beneath the veneer of normalcy. It began with this seemingly innocuous tip-off, an anonymous message hinting at a grand deception orchestrated by beings not of this world. Little did I know, delving into this mystery would unravel the fabric of my reality and thrust me into a world where trust is a luxury and danger lurks in every shadow. The rain pelted against the windowpane as I sat in my dimly lit office, poring over mundane news stories that barely piqued my interest. Felix Ironheart, investigative journalist by trade, they called me, a title that once held prestige, now teetering on the edge of obscurity. Just as I was about to call it a night, a soft ping echoed through the silence of my sanctuary. An anonymous email, cryptic yet strangely compelling, with a subject line that read, "Beneath the masks of power." Curiosity gnawed at me like a relentless beast as I opened the message. Words leapt off the screen, painting a picture of deceit woven into the very fabric of global governance. It spoke of replicas, perfect copies of influential figures, meticulously crafted by an alien race known only in whispers of conspiracy theories. My initial skepticism gave way to a primal urge, an urge to uncover the truth, no matter how bizarre or perilous the journey. With trembling hands, I traced the sender's digital footprint, but it led to dead ends and encrypted trails that vanished like mist in the wind. Yet, a seed of doubt had been planted, and it sprouted into a relentless obsession. I reached out to my closest confidants, Dante Fireheart, the tech-savvy analyst whose skepticism rivaled my own, and Zara Thornwood, a fearless investigative reporter known for her uncanny ability to sniff out a story amidst the chaos of disinformation. Together, we dissected the implications of the anonymous revelation, each detail unveiling a more intricate web of deception than we dared to imagine. As we pooled our resources and began to connect the dots, a chilling realization dawned upon us. The fate of humanity rested on our shoulders. Our pursuit of truth had just begun, and little did we know, the shadows of deceit were already closing in around us, ready to devour us whole. Emotions ran high that night, fear mingled with determination, uncertainty tempered by the flicker of hope that our efforts would not be in vain. The journey ahead was perilous, but we vowed to confront the looming darkness head-on, for the sake of those who still believed in the authenticity of their leaders and the integrity of our world. In the heart of Neo-Citadel, where towering skyscrapers reached for the heavens, three unlikely heroes embarked on a quest that would challenge their beliefs, test their loyalties, and redefine the very meaning of truth. Little did they know, their names would soon be etched in history as the harbingers of revelation, the alien conspiracy. The neon-lit streets of Neo-Citadel buzzed with life as we delved deeper into the rabbit hole of conspiracy. Dante, with his sharp mind and deft fingers, traced the origins of the anonymous email through layers of encrypted servers and ghost networks. Each lead brought us closer to uncovering the truth, yet the more we unearthed, the darker the shadows grew. Zara, ever the skeptic-turned-believer, unearthed a series of anomalies in public records, a trail of discrepancies that hinted at the subtle manipulation of facts. Our investigation led us to clandestine meetings in shadowy corners of the city, where whispers of the replicas echoed like a haunting refrain. But it was during one such rendezvous that danger reared its head. As we exchanged hushed theories in a dimly lit alley, a sudden commotion erupted. A squadron of enforcers, their eyes devoid of empathy, descended upon us with swift brutality. In the chaos that ensued, we fought tooth and nail, driven by a desperate need to survive and expose the truth that threatened to consume us whole. Amidst the flurry of blows and the crackling of gunfire, I glimpsed the faces of our assailants, men and women, once human, now cold and calculating replicas controlled by unseen puppeteers. Their skin bore the telltale signs of synthetic perfection, their movements mechanical yet eerily precise. It was a stark reminder of the stakes at hand, the fate of humanity hanging in the balance, teetering on the edge of oblivion. We escaped that night battered but unbowed, our resolve hardened by the brush with death. With newfound determination, we retreated to the safety of our makeshift headquarters, where we pored over newfound evidence and mapped out our next move. The revelation of the replicas had shaken us to the core, but it had also ignited a fire within, a fire fueled by righteous anger and a fervent desire to reclaim our world from those who sought to manipulate and control. As I watched Dante tirelessly decrypt encrypted files and Zara compile damning testimonies from reluctant witnesses, I couldn't help but marvel at the courage and conviction of my allies. In their eyes burned a defiance that refused to be snuffed out, a determination to shine a light on the darkest corners of society, no matter the personal cost. But even amidst our camaraderie, doubts lingered like a lingering mist. Were we truly prepared for the revelations that awaited us? Could we withstand the onslaught of opposition that would surely come when we dared to expose the truth? And above all, would our efforts be enough to awaken a slumbering populace, blinded by the illusion of normalcy? These questions weighed heavily on my mind as I gazed out at the city skyline, where towering monuments of human achievement stood as silent witnesses to our struggle. The battle ahead would not be won with brute force alone. It would require cunning, resilience, and an unwavering belief in the power of truth to pierce through the veil of deception. As night descended upon Neo Citadel once more, casting long shadows over our weary faces, I knew one thing for certain. Our journey had only just begun, and the path ahead would be fraught with peril and sacrifice. But with Dante and Zara by my side, I found solace in the knowledge that together, we would face the shadows of deception head-on, armed with nothing but our convictions and the unshakable belief that the truth, no matter how obscured, would ultimately prevail. The days blurred into nights as we plunged deeper into the heart of the conspiracy, each revelation unraveling another layer of the meticulously crafted facade. Our pursuit of truth had become an all-consuming obsession, one that tested our limits and reshaped our understanding of reality. With every piece of evidence unearthed, the scope of the alien infiltration became clearer. From high-profile politicians to influential CEOs, the replicas had seamlessly integrated themselves into positions of power, wielding influence with surgical precision. Behind closed doors, they orchestrated policies and decisions that subtly steered humanity toward a future not of our choosing. Armed with a cache of incriminating documents and eyewitness testimonies, we risked everything to expose the truth to a world unaware of its own enslavement. Zara's fearless reporting drew attention to our cause, stirring murmurs of dissent among a populace lulled into complacency by the illusion of prosperity. Yet, for every step forward, we encountered formidable obstacles: networks of loyalists, disinformation campaigns, and the ever-looming threat of reprisal. But it was during a clandestine meeting with a disillusioned insider that we uncovered the most damning revelation of all. Huddled in the safety of a dimly lit safe house, the informant, a former high-ranking official within the inner circle of power, revealed the extent of the aliens' grand design. Their agenda was not one of conquest through force, but of subtle manipulation, a gradual usurpation of human sovereignty under the guise of peace and progress. As the informant's words hung heavy in the air, I felt a chill run down my spine. The replicas were not mere puppets but willing collaborators, seduced by promises of utopia and blinded to the consequences of their actions. It was a sobering realization, one that shook me to my core and threatened to erode the last vestiges of hope. Yet, amidst the despair, a flicker of resilience burned brighter than ever before. For in the eyes of my allies, Dante, with his unwavering determination, and Zara, with her unyielding pursuit of justice, I found strength. Together, we forged ahead, driven by a shared commitment to unearth the truth and ignite a spark of rebellion in the hearts of those who dared to question the status quo. But as the walls of deception closed in around us, I knew that our journey was far from over. The replicas, entrenched in their positions of power, would stop at nothing to protect their secret. The path ahead was fraught with uncertainty and peril, yet we pressed forward, guided by the belief that our sacrifices would not be in vain. As I reflected on the tumultuous events that had brought us to this pivotal moment, I understood that the battle for humanity's future would not be won in a single stroke. It would require perseverance, resilience, and an unwavering belief in the power of truth to awaken a slumbering world from its collective stupor. And so, with hearts heavy yet spirits undeterred, we prepared to face the storm that loomed on the horizon. For in the heart of Neo Citadel, where shadows danced amidst the neon glow, three souls stood united against the tide of deception, determined to unveil the facade and reclaim the destiny that had been stolen from us. In our quest to expose the alien conspiracy, allies emerged from the unlikeliest of places, their courage and conviction mirroring our own. Among them were whistleblowers haunted by the guilt of their complacency, activists who dared to defy the oppressive silence, and ordinary citizens whose faith in the system had been shattered by the revelations we unearthed. Together, we formed a clandestine network, a patchwork of disparate souls united by a common purpose, to dismantle the illusion of normalcy and awaken humanity to the truth that lay hidden in plain sight. Each ally brought with them a piece of the puzzle, a fragment of evidence that further solidified our case against the replicas and their insidious agenda. But our alliance was not without its challenges. As word of our investigation spread, so too did the reach of our adversaries. The replicas, ever vigilant and ruthless in their pursuit of control, employed every means at their disposal to discredit our efforts and silence those who dared to speak out. Disinformation campaigns flooded the airwaves, casting doubt upon our motives and painting us as enemies of the state. Yet, amidst the chaos and uncertainty, a beacon of hope emerged, a whistleblower within the highest echelons of power, whose defection signaled a turning point in our struggle. In a clandestine meeting on the outskirts of Neo Citadel, their trembling voice recounted tales of coercion and manipulation at the hands of the replicas, shedding light on the inner workings of their clandestine operations. The whistleblower's testimony provided a damning indictment of the replicas' infiltration, a revelation that sent shockwaves through the corridors of power and galvanized our resolve. Armed with this newfound evidence, we launched a coordinated campaign to expose the replicas' true identities and hold them accountable for their crimes against humanity. But as we gained momentum, so too did the stakes escalate. The replicas, desperate to maintain their grip on power, unleashed their most insidious weapon yet: psychological warfare. Threats loomed over us like a dark cloud, testing our resolve and straining our fragile alliance to its breaking point. Amidst the turmoil, doubts crept into our minds, doubts about the cost of our defiance, the toll it would exact on those we held dear. Yet, in the eyes of my allies, Dante, whose analytical mind never wavered, and Zara, whose courage burned bright as ever, I found solace and strength. Together, we weathered the storm, drawing courage from each other's unwavering commitment to the cause. As the battle for truth raged on, we knew that our journey was far from over. The replicas remained entrenched in their positions of power, their influence extending far beyond the reaches of Neo Citadel. But with allies by our side and a fire in our hearts, we refused to back down. For in the face of adversity, we had forged bonds that transcended fear and uncertainty, a testament to the enduring power of resilience and the unyielding pursuit of justice. And so, with hearts heavy yet spirits undeterred, we prepared to confront our adversaries head-on. For in the heart of Neo Citadel, where shadows danced amidst the neon glow, 3 souls stood united against the tide of deception, determined to expose the truth and reclaim the future that had been stolen from us. As tensions escalated and the noose tightened around our investigation, we found ourselves on the precipice of a dangerous gamble. With each revelation, the replicas grew more desperate, their grip on power slipping as the specter of exposure loomed large. Yet, for every setback, our resolve strengthened, fueled by a collective determination to confront the shadows that threatened to engulf us. It was amidst this tumultuous backdrop that we received a cryptic message, an invitation cloaked in ambiguity, promising insights into the inner sanctum of the replica's clandestine operations. With caution weighing heavy on our hearts, we accepted, knowing full well the risks that awaited us within the lion's den. The meeting point was a sprawling estate on the outskirts of Neo Citadel, a fortress of opulence that stood as a stark contrast to the poverty that festered beyond its gilded walls. As we navigated the labyrinthine corridors, guided by whispers of treachery and deceit, I couldn't help but marvel at the facade of normalcy that masked the horrors within. Behind closed doors, we were ushered into a chamber adorned with relics of power, symbols of authority that bore the mark of the replica's influence. And there, amidst a gathering of masked figures whose faces betrayed no hint of emotion, we came face to face with our greatest adversaries. Their leader, a figure shrouded in shadows, their voice a chilling echo of cold calculation, spoke of unity and progress, masking their true intentions behind honeyed words and false promises. Yet, beneath the veneer of civility lay a palpable tension, a silent acknowledgement of the threat we posed to their carefully orchestrated scheme. As accusations flew and tempers flared, I stood firm alongside Dante and Zara, our defiance a testament to our unwavering commitment to the truth. But amidst the verbal sparring and veiled threats, a startling revelation emerged, a revelation that would change the course of our struggle forever. One of the replicas, a high-ranking official whose facade of benevolence had deceived even their closest allies, stepped forward, their voice trembling with guilt and remorse. They spoke of the cost of their compliance, the atrocities committed in the name of progress, and the crushing weight of their conscience. In that moment, the lines between friend and foe blurred, and the true nature of our adversaries became painfully clear. The replicas were not just invaders from another world, they were victims of their own ambition, trapped in a cycle of deception and betrayal. As we departed the estate, haunted by the echoes of that fateful encounter, I couldn't help but reflect on the complexity of our mission. The battle for truth had revealed shades of gray amidst the stark contrast of right and wrong, challenging our perceptions and forcing us to confront the moral ambiguities that lay at the heart of our struggle. Yet, amidst the uncertainty, one truth remained unwavering. Our fight was not just for ourselves, but for the countless souls who had fallen victim to the replica's manipulation. With each step forward, we drew closer to unraveling the mysteries that bound us together, determined to expose the truth and reclaim the future that had been stolen from us. And so, with hearts heavy yet spirits undeterred, we braced ourselves for the trials that lay ahead. For in the heart of Neo Citadel, where shadows danced amidst the neon glow, three souls stood united against the tide of deception, resolved to forge a path toward redemption and justice. As we delved deeper into the heart of the conspiracy, the landscape of Neo Citadel became a labyrinth of secrets and lies, each twist and turn revealing a new layer of deception. Our quest for truth had become a relentless pursuit, one that tested our courage, strained our resolve, and threatened to consume us whole. In the dimly lit confines of our makeshift headquarters, Dante meticulously pieced together fragments of data, a digital mosaic that painted a chilling portrait of the Replica's insidious machinations. From clandestine meetings to covert transactions, every bite of information uncovered brought us closer to unraveling the web of deceit that ensnared our world. But it was during a chance encounter with a reclusive scientist, an expert in extraterrestrial biology, that the pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place. Huddled in a secluded laboratory on the outskirts of Neo Citadel, the scientist revealed the true nature of the replicas, an alien species known as the Enthralians, masters of genetic manipulation and subterfuge. Their arrival on Earth was not a conquest, but a calculated infiltration, a silent invasion designed to exploit humanity's vulnerabilities and subjugate our species from within. Through the creation of replicas, perfect duplicates indistinguishable from their human counterparts, the Enthralians sought to reshape our world in their image, erasing centuries of history and culture with a stroke of their synthetic hands. As the scientists' revelations echoed through the chambers of our minds, a chilling realization dawned upon us. The replicas were not just puppets of their masters, but unwitting pawns in a cosmic game of manipulation and control. Their humanity stripped away, they had become slaves to an ideology that promised salvation but delivered only servitude. Yet, amidst the despair, a flicker of hope ignited within us. For in the midst of our darkest hour, we had uncovered the key to unraveling the Enthralians' grand design, a weapon forged from knowledge, courage, and an unyielding determination to reclaim our sovereignty. Armed with newfound insights and a renewed sense of purpose, we forged ahead, confronting the replicas and their masters with unwavering resolve. Each revelation sparked a ripple of dissent among the populace, igniting a spark of rebellion in the hearts of those who dared to question the status quo. But as the stakes escalated and the shadows of deception grew ever darker, our unity faced its greatest test yet. Betrayals lurked in the shadows, alliances strained under the weight of mistrust, and the specter of sacrifice loomed large on the horizon. Yet, in the eyes of my allies, Dante, whose intellect pierced through the veil of lies, and Zara, whose courage burned bright as a beacon in the night, I found solace and strength. Together, we stood on the precipice of history, ready to confront our adversaries and reclaim the future that had been stolen from us. For in the heart of Neo Citadel, where shadows danced amidst the neon glow, three souls stood united against the tide of deception, resolved to uncover the truth and forge a path toward redemption and justice. As the conflict escalated and the truth began to surface, Neo Citadel became a battleground of ideologies and allegiances. The revelations of the Enthralians' infiltration had shaken the foundations of society, sparking riots and protests as the populace grappled with the enormity of our findings. Amidst the chaos, we found ourselves thrust into the forefront of a burgeoning resistance, a coalition of activists, whistleblowers, and disillusioned replicas who had dared to defy their masters. Together, we marshaled our resources and rallied our supporters, united by a common goal to expose the truth and dismantle the Enthralians' stranglehold on humanity. But as our movement gained momentum, so too did the reprisals from our adversaries. The Enthralians, their patience wearing thin, unleashed their most formidable weapon yet, a wave of propaganda and misinformation designed to discredit our cause and sow discord among our ranks. Amidst the cacophony of half-truths and blatant lies, doubts crept into our minds, doubts about the cost of our defiance, the sacrifices it would demand, and the toll it would exact on those we held dear. Yet, in the eyes of my allies, Dante, whose analytical mind never faltered, and Zara, whose unwavering courage inspired us all, I found strength and solace. Together, we weathered the storm, drawing courage from each other's unwavering commitment to the cause. In the darkest moments, when hope threatened to slip through our fingers like grains of sand, we found refuge in the bonds forged through adversity and the unshakable belief that justice would prevail. But as we approached the point of no return, a daunting realization loomed large. Our actions would determine the fate of not just Neo-Citadel, but the entire world. The Enthralians' grip on power was tenuous, their patience strained by our relentless pursuit of truth. Yet, in their desperation, they revealed vulnerabilities, cracks in their facade of invincibility that offered a glimmer of hope amidst the darkness. Armed with this newfound resolve, we launched a daring operation to infiltrate the Enthralians' inner sanctum, armed with courage and conviction. The stakes were higher than ever before, the risks monumental, but we pressed forward undeterred by fear or doubt. As we breached the walls of their fortress, the air crackled with tension, a palpable sense of defiance and determination that echoed through the corridors of power. In the heart of Neo-Citadel, where shadows danced amidst the neon glow, three souls stood united against the tide of deception, ready to confront our adversaries and reclaim the future that had been stolen from us. For in that moment, amidst the chaos and uncertainty, we understood that our journey was far from over. The battle for truth had brought us to the precipice of history, where every decision carried weight and every action reverberated through the annals of time. And so, with hearts heavy yet spirits undeterred, we braced ourselves for the final confrontation, a showdown that would define the fate of humanity and determine whether the light of truth would prevail over the shadows of deception. The air crackled with tension as we stood on the precipice of history, our hearts heavy with the weight of our decisions. The Enthralians' fortress loomed before us, a bastion of power and deception that had ensnared humanity in its web for far too long. With each step, the echoes of our footsteps reverberated through the corridors, a defiant cadence that mirrored our unwavering resolve. Dante, Zara, and I moved as one, our movements synchronized by a shared purpose, to confront the Enthralians and expose their insidious agenda to the world. As we breached the inner sanctum, the truth lay bare before us, a chilling tableau of manipulation and betrayal. The Enthralians, their faces hidden behind masks of synthetic perfection, watched us with a mixture of contempt and curiosity, their arrogance a testament to their belief in their own invincibility. But we were undeterred, fueled by the fire of justice and the unyielding conviction that truth would prevail. With Dante's technical expertise guiding us through the labyrinthine security protocols and Zara's fearless determination leading the charge, we navigated the maze of deception with precision and purpose. In the heart of the Enthralians' inner sanctum, we uncovered the culmination of their grand design, a plan so audacious, so meticulously orchestrated, that it threatened to rewrite the course of human history. Documents, recordings, and testimonies painted a chilling portrait of a world under their control, where free will was but a distant memory and resistance was futile. But amidst the darkness, a glimmer of hope emerged, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of unity in the face of adversity. As we confronted the Enthralian leader, a figure of imposing stature and chilling intellect, we laid bare the extent of their crimes and demanded accountability for their actions. Their response was a chilling revelation, a glimpse into the abyss of their ideology, where survival of the fittest justified any means necessary. Yet, in their arrogance, they underestimated the strength of our resolve and the unity of our cause. With a final surge of determination, we exposed the truth to the world, a broadcast that shattered the illusion of normalcy and galvanized a global uprising against the Enthralians' tyranny. From the bustling streets of Neo-Citadel to the farthest corners of the world, voices rose in defiance, demanding justice and reclaiming their right to self-determination. As the Enthralians' grip on power crumbled, their replicas faltered, their facade of invincibility shattered by the undeniable truth. The battle for humanity's future had been won, not by force of arms, but by the indomitable spirit of those who dared to defy the shadows of deception. In the aftermath of our victory, as we stood amidst the rubble of the Enthralians' fortress, I couldn't help but marvel at the resilience of the human spirit. Dante, Zara, and I embraced, our hearts heavy with the sacrifices made and the challenges overcome, yet buoyed by the knowledge that our journey had not been in vain. For in the heart of Neo-Citadel, where shadows once danced amidst the neon glow, 3 souls had stood united against the tide of deception, forging a path toward redemption and justice. And as we looked toward the horizon, a new dawn beckoned, a world free from the shackles of manipulation, where truth reigned supreme and humanity stood united as one.